So, this is how I write. Hey, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Anna Jenkins. I'm a dark romantic suspense author, and I'm here to talk about what I'm writing and how I do it. Give you more background about what I do. As I've stated, I'm a dark romantic suspense author. What that basically means in my purview is that I write romantic, dark themes with suspense and thrill. How I describe it to a random stranger on the street? I like spice with bomb chase. Basically it. I like them running after each other in an embrace as flames are erupting in the background after an explosion, and then getting down and dirty. That's how I like to do it. So I actually didn't come to the realization that I was this type of writer until I had a reviewer on TikTok describe my writing that way, and I found it to be the biggest compliment because it's true. I love to have a good chase scene, a good action scene, a good fight scene to go with a good spicy scene. And if that's how I write, that's how I write. If that's how I'm perceived, that's how I'm perceived. I love it. I enjoy it. Probably why I enjoy writing the themes I do, which is mostly mafia romance, romantic suspense, action, twists, thrillers. I like to see what I write, and as I'm writing, I see film. I see scenes. It's how the words come to page, at least for me. That's how I enjoy it. So, as I mentioned before in a previous video, I am writing Valkyrie. Valkyrie is about a female motor club. So it's, obviously inspired by all the TV shows out there, Mayans, Sons of Anarchy, but it was heavily inspired by a fan fiction I read not that long ago. And it was so beautifully written, and I really hope that this fan fiction writer eventually becomes an author. She deserves to have her words out into the world where she could become famous off them, because I loved it. It's primarily what inspired me to write Valkyrie. I started writing Valkyrie technically over a year ago. I got the idea after I read the fan fiction, and I wrote the prologue, and I loved the prologue, but it's like, I got other things I gotta write, so I'm gonna put this aside and I'll come back to it. But I couldn't write anything else. I tried working on part 2 of Mob War. I tried working on another series, and it just wasn't working. My mind kept going back to Valkyrie. So eventually, I believe it was in late November, early December, I sat down and I started writing Valkyrie, and I'm 45,000 words in. My first draft goal is 60,000. However, I have a feeling it's going to go beyond that, which I'm immensely excited about, because more words the better, in my opinion. So it's just really grabbed me by the female. Yeah. I love it. Honestly, I believe it's the best story I've written so far, and I'm hoping when it comes out, you guys will enjoy it too. So Valkyrie, as I stated, female motor club. The way it stems from this is that these women have their own set of rules when it comes to the motor club. They don't follow the hierarchy in traditional motor clubs. And how it starts is that it's a group of older women who have been wronged by their men, who are bikers. Think Hell's Angels, only a lot worse. And anything horrific that can be done to a woman, they do to their wives. We're talking all the words I can't say on YouTube. So one day these women decide they've had enough, and they know that the only way out is to take them out, and which is what they do. So they eliminate their men bikers, and they develop a sisterhood. They didn't have the intention of starting their own club. It's just the way it happened, because they had been immersed in the biker world for so long. It's really the only world they knew. but they knew they couldn't follow the traditional rules, so they set their own rules, and they had formed a successful club called the Valkyrie Sisterhood. And this takes place, obviously, in the future after they are set club. The main character is a woman called Lainey. Lainey is doesn't take any crap, hates stupid questions, loves to smoke clove cigarette kind of girl. And she is in a position that puts her in a tough spot because she's the one that takes care of certain situations. That's her role in the club. She takes care of problems, if you know what I mean. Takes care of problems. So it becomes a little difficult for her when she's met up with Oliver, who is my main male character. What makes it difficult is because these two were at one time high school sweethearts. They met in high school, they got hot and heavy, and then after Oliver graduates, he leaves her unexpectedly, and of course she's left heartbroken and bitter. And she's never really been able to get over him, so much so that she's never technically been with another man. Well, she has, just not in certain ways. You'll have to read it to know what I'm talking about. And Oliver has never forgot her. He never wanted to leave her. He felt really guilty for leaving her, and now that she's back in his life, he wants to keep her. And she's like, "You serious?" And along with that, you do meet the other women in the club. Of course, you meet the ladies who started it. Jen, who happens to be Lainey's mother. She is considered the queen. Yeah, no president or sergeant of arms or none of that. This is their club, their rules. And we'll also meet Lace. She is the vice queen and the mother of one of the other bikers that you'll be introduced to, Blue. Blue's been stuck in my head a lot. It's just like she wanted to come out more than any of them, so I really enjoy writing Blue. And then we have the Queen of Arms, and we have the Pegasus, and we have the Boom Boom Queen. And I'll let you guess which one's Lainey is. And if you can't guess, then you have to read the book. But along with the biker, there is a thriller aspect, of course. There is a suspenseful aspect, and there's a small mystery aspect. But it's not really a mystery that you have to solve, because I do give you a lot of insight to it, but it's still very thrilling and very intriguing. So I hope you enjoy it when it comes out. I am 45,000 words into this book, as I stated. And how I do it? Well, I'm what you call a pantser, for the most part. Now, there are two types of writers within the author world. There are plotters, and there are pantsers. Plotters, exactly what they sound like. They sit down and they plot it out. They use notebooks, they use poster boards, they use Post-its, they use Notion, they use Scrivener, they use whatever tools they have available to them, and they plot out everything. Every scene, every detail, a lot of world building, especially if they're writing fantasy, they just lay it all out. Pantsers are different. Pantsers have their reputation for riding by the seat of their pants. That's basically the phrase. And what we do is we sit down and we just let it flow. We let it write. Now, it's not always recommended because the story isn't always as cohesive as you would like to be, but it's how I find myself writing. Now, I'm not a full-on pantser. I don't pants everything. I use my handy-dandy notebook to write down my character profiles, main plot points that I want to add, potential scenes. I don't do it all. I just do the important things that I don't want to forget. And of course, my character names, locations, things of that sort. So I'm kind of a plotter, but mostly a pantser. That's how I write. That's how I like to do it. And I know a lot of people, like I mentioned, they use storyboards, they use software to set up their stories. For me, it's just a good old-fashioned notebook that works for me. I've tried using Notion. I've tried using, well, Scrivener I have not used, but that's because of the price point. I just don't want to invest if I know I'm not going to use it. But I've tried using a lot of other online software. Google Docs. I've tried poster board. It doesn't work for me. Just a good old notebook is what I need to get my point across, to know what I need. And I have a lot of these lying around, other stories I've written. This isn't the only one I have. That's what works for me. It's writing it down in a notebook that I can easily grab, go to the page I need, just to make sure I got the right name or the right location, or if this is a scene that I need coming up, or if I need to reference something. It's what works best for me, and it's what I enjoy. But aside from notebook, I do use Google Docs to write. I've been using it since I wrote my first novel, Unexpected Chance, and just works for me. I've tried other software. I've tried Nobbler, that was recommended by another indie author, and I've tried Dabble, and I just end up going back to Google Docs every time. I did hear a vicious rumor that they are cracking down on what certain people are writing for content, like people who write horror, people who write violence, people who write spice. They're cracking down and deleting accounts or documents, which I hope is not true, because I don't always back up. I forget. And I have to start making that a habit. But I'm hoping it's a vicious rumor, that it's not true, because it would really suck if it was, and I have to find another platform to write on, because I enjoy Google Docs immensely and I don't want to leave it. So, vicious rumor. Be a vicious rumor. That's all I'm asking. So, I am planning on joining a writing challenge that's going to be held next month by Sarah Cannon. If you don't know who she is a wonderful human being. She is a writing coach and a young adult author. She has 2 YouTube channels on here. One is Heart Breathings, where she talks about everything author and writer life. And she also has her own channel under her name, Sarah Cannon, where she talks about her books. And she has been an immense help in my writing journey. I love her. I had the opportunity of meeting her last year at a meetup, and she was the nicest lady I've ever met. She was so cool. And she's having a writing challenge for next month, and I'm going to be joining it. Probably going to set my goal at 25,000 words. I know I'm 50,000 words from my potential goal of 60,000 words for the first draft, but I'm going to go a little bit beyond because of where the story's going, and I think it's going to exceed the 60,000, so I might as well just add in those extra words for now. And if I don't make it, I don't make it, but at least I'm going to give myself the goal of finishing the first draft by the end of April with this challenge. I'm going to write as many words as I can this month, but life's been very chaotic. Work's been chaotic, so having the chance to write isn't always easy. And that's how we join these challenges, because we give ourselves the challenge to get it done. And it's inspiring, it's motivating, and it helps, It really helps. So, especially when you don't have that much to go in your goal. And that's where I'm at. I just started the 3rd act in Valkyrie. I ended the 2nd act this week, which was nice. So I just started the 3rd act, and I'll go from there. Like I said, goal of 60,000 words or more. I know I'll add more once I get to edits, but that's the goal for the first draft. So fingers crossed I can get it done. As for other goals I have, I plan to make more videos. So getting the hang of this is new. As you probably noticed, I have a new camera. I like it. I love it. Having some mic issues, so if you're watching this video, it's proof that I fixed the mic issues for now. And I also need to get back on that marketing wagon. That's probably the one thing us indie authors hate the most about indie publishing, at least in my opinion, marketing. Most of us just don't like stepping outside, let alone reaching out to people and say, hey, can you read my book? I think you'd enjoy it. We'd rather you just find it on your own, but fortunately it's not the way the world works. And a lot of us have come to realize that. I'll talk about that more when I tell you more about Unexpected Chance. There's a whole story behind that. I'm excited for you guys to read Valkyrie. I'm really excited. My husband's going to be making a logo for it soon. He's a very gifted artist, and he's going to be designing the logo for Valkyrie, which I'm really excited to see. and I can't wait to share it with you. If you just subscribe to my newsletter, the link is in the description below. You'll get the prologue of Valkyrie, so you'll get an idea of what the book's about. So if you want to read it, definitely subscribe. You also get a cookie. I give you a free short story for subscribing to my newsletter, so don't miss out. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. My following there is very minuscule, so I'd appreciate if you followed me there. I've been told by many people I need to get on the TikTok wagon, and I prefer Instagram. That's where I'm most comfortable, but I understand. So yeah, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram, and don't forget to check out my books. They're available on Kindle Unlimited. The links are in the description below. And make sure you like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys again later. Bye.